The time is 2003. It's barely 18 months after 9/11. The place is Saudi Arabia, or just a little bit off Saudi Arabia on the Egyptian coast. And it's a place called El Gouna, and I'm there for holidays. I'm catamaran sailing. And I'm having an absolute blast. I just recently completed my catamaran coaching class. I'm an instructor, and there's fantastic wind off the Egyptian coast. And then on day 3, storm comes up. And I'm like, oh, this is great. More wind is more speed. More speed is more fun. This is the best thing that could possibly happen. But there's nobody else that wants to get on a catamaran with me. So I get onto the catamaran myself. Because I did my coaching at France's best sailing school, Les Glénans, and we were well coached on how to sail a catamaran on our own. And I'm having a time of my life. I'm flying 40, 50, 60 kilometers an hour on a trapeze on a Hobie Cat until all hell breaks loose because I hit an underwater rock. The catamaran tilts. I almost fly off, manage to keep my balance, recover everything, it's all fine, but then I realized I had lost both rudders. This is the equivalent of being on highway in a sports car without a steering wheel. and I'm just like, holy fucking shit, I just hold on for dear life. And over the course of the next couple of hours, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. And I'm like, okay, you remember geography from school? The coast is only 250 kilometers away. You're doing 30K. You'll be there before sunrise. And yes, ultimately I was. But you know, there was those other subtle details where I only had 2 liters of water. And the other side of the coast was this place called Saudi Arabia. They're not that friendly. At least I didn't realize, or no, I just had prejudice. And that's exactly what happened. I was on the coast of Saudi Arabia with a catamaran that was floating, had sails, but didn't have a rudder. But I was like, okay, finally I'm in a place where I can turn around and I can go back. And the winds died down, so I might need more than 10 hours to get back. I can get back. I can probably do 20 hours without water. And that was a good plan until the guys with the machine guns came. And I don't know about you, but like my Arabic ends with Yalla Habibi and Alba. So when you have angry guys with machine guns shouting at you in a foreign language, you're like, I'm gonna die! And that's exactly how I felt. Especially when I ended up in a cell, which felt like a prison cell, which probably was on a military base, and spent 10 hours there with bread and water. And I was like, I'm going to die. I'm an undocumented immigrant with in board shorts, topless, with a sunburn, and I don't have any passports. I was absolutely certain that this was the end. Probably about 5 o'clock in the evening, about 12 hours later, a senior Saudi official pitches up that speaks English and explains to me that they've realized that I obviously am not an undercover spy that's been flying under the radar on a fucked up catamaran, but a stupid tourist that had an accident and couldn't get back. From that moment on, the entire experience changed. There was an apology, there was no beer or wine for dinner, but a really nice dinner, some normal chats, and an invitation to have the Saudi Arabian military dragged my boat back to Egyptian waters. They would not come closer than 12 kilometers, but if I could guarantee that I could get back to shore, they just dropped me off there, and it'd be happy days. And that's more or less what happened. So 36 hours later, I was back in my hotel room, really, really happy. I had to pay for damages on the catamaran, and from that day onwards, I've never left shore on a kite surfing board or catamaran without making sure that somebody on shore knew that I was out there and was going to make sure I was brought back. Long story short, the show's called Trick or Treat. I think when it comes to treatment. We all have our prejudice, but I think human beings, no matter what culture, what religion, will treat you phenomenally well. And that's the experience I had as an undocumented illegal immigrant in Saudi Arabia.